Let's get to it. What's going on? What's up, fam? It is the homie, Mainman Mademan in the building. Y'all know how I get down. We talking boxing, man. Once again, it's on. Once again, it is an honor and a pleasure. I repeat, an honor and a pleasure to be on here with the boxing fam and the boxing fans. Friday. You know what that means? It's our time. And it's also the end of the week. Y'all done put your 40, your 50, your 60 up in that joint for the whole week. You worked hard. It's time to kick back. You know what I'm saying? Roll up, drink something cold, and have one on me, on the homie Mainman Mademan, man. We back again, man. You know what I'm saying? Man, I tell you, salute to everybody that catches this live and salute to everybody that catches this on the playback. And don't forget, thumbs up is your pull up. Thumbs up is your pull up, fam. Thumbs up, man. I want to give everybody a heads up. Anybody that ever need to contact the homie, whether it's behind the scenes, whether it's for a video suggestion, whether it's to, give me some information, anything. Always hit me up at mademan511@gmail.com. That's mademan511 at gmail.com. You know what I'm saying? Guttermail.com. Hit me up right there for any video suggestions or things like that. You know what I'm saying? I've been getting hit up though in the inbox, and people been asking me. They've been like, "Yo, man, for the Earl Spence Jr. and your Danish Ugas possible fight, are you gonna cover it unbiasedly?" I say yes. Yes, of course I am. What makes you think that I wouldn't? Of course that I would. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to cover it unbiasedly, straight down the middle. When that fight get on its own merits, we cover it on its own merits. So always know that. But I've been getting quite a few of those type joints. Jonah Hill in the building. What's up, fam? DGO, I see you, man. Chris Colbert is fighting Gamboa. Let that man retire. We going to definitely get there, man. Definitely going to get there. DGO says, yo, man, Heyman is milking all the old Cuban fighters. The hype, they're spoiled divas. A lot of diva shit going on, DGO. A lot of diva stuff going on. What's up with Charlo? Oh, we gonna definitely get that. I heard he fighting some dude named Montiel or Modelos or something like that. But we gonna get there. Much love to the fam, man. We definitely gonna get there. Now, before we do, one last thing as far as any announcements, I want to give everybody one last heads up. I'm gonna be adding more music to the channel. I just want people to know that. Just kind of like, don't even mind it if you ain't into it. But more music is going to be added to the channel. And whenever we do videos and workout videos and stuff like that, or just random vids, you know what I'm saying? We're going to add more of a soundtrack to the channel, you know what I'm saying? When y'all hear this, my title music, y'all already know that's Mainman Mademan, you know what I'm saying? So we're going to add more stuff like that to the channel. And this coming Sunday, when we Talking Boxing, I'm going to do a prize giveaway. We're going to do a trivia question, a little rundown for some trivia questions. Got a couple cool prizes right here. We've done this in the past. This is something that we normally do on the channel. And so I just want people to be heads up on that. And I'm also still working on the phone calls. You know what I'm saying? So I can wrap it up with the fam. I know some of y'all out there probably want to cuss me out. Y'all want to cuss me out, don't you? You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. You're going to get your opportunity to say, man, you don't know shit about boxing. You're going to get your opportunity real soon. We're going to have them phone lines up and running, man. So without further ado, I think that does it for any more channel announcements I want to make at the top. Without further ado, let's get this another episode rolling. We got topics galore. So let me get the music out y'all ear. Now, I ain't did this in the last couple of weeks talking boxing, so I got to start off at the top. As promised, got to start off with the boxing history. Y'all already know. You know what I'm saying? Y'all already know. Let's get this thing cracking, man. So today, April 16th, happy birthday, Cuzzo, and you know who you are. Happy birthday, April 16th. 2011. Y'all might say that ain't that far back, man. We're going to go back about a good 10 years. That's still considered boxing history in my book. It's in the past, you know what I'm saying? And this is going to be a fight that most of us probably know about, seen probably quite a few times, but I think it's real significant, especially on the path forward after the fight went down. Today is the anniversary, you know what I'm saying? Today is the anniversary of Andre Berto versus Virgil Ortiz. Now, this, to me, was a somewhat very significant fight because I think this fight right here, this one particular fight right here, did something to these two fighters that sent them down just like bad paths afterwards. You know what I'm saying? This fight went down April 16, 2011. Victor Ortiz defeated Andre Berto by unanimous decision to claim the WBC welterweight title. Berto, who came in unbeaten and was making his sixth title defense, was floored in the first round before dropping Ortiz in round 2, and the fighters exchanged knockdowns in the 6th round of the Ring's Fight of the Year. They say this was the Fighter of the Year. Berto gained a 4th round knockout of Ortiz in April 2016 rematch. Now let's start with this fight first though. Remember, if we go back to this time in 2011, to all of my New Age fans, listen up. Let's go back to this time, because I know today y'all look back and say, well, they were they're garbage. Look how many losses. During this time in 2011, that wasn't the case. These two men right here were riding hype trains, is what I like to call it. They were on the HBO hype train, especially Virgil Ortiz. Virgil Ortiz was definitely riding the HBO hype train. He made his bones at 140 pounds. He lost to Marcos Maidana. He ain't really beat nobody afterward. Took on a lot of mid to lower tier opponents. And his first fight at the welterweight division. Take in mind, they placed him ranked 3rd, only underneath Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather Jr., despite the fact that Andre Berto was the WBC champion. So he was already riding a hype train. They say that this was the fight of the year. I question that. Because though this was a good fight, and we had a lot of knockdowns, and some people may argue and say, yo, man, I think it was. But the question is that, was this really fight of the year, or was this hype of the year? Let's go to the fight real quick. First round. First, it says in the first day, we had technically officially one knockdown that was done by Virgil Ortiz. I keep calling him Virgil Ortiz. Victor Ortiz, I'm sorry. Victor Ortiz. You know what I'm saying? He had a knockdown in the first round, but technically he should have got 2, right? Then we came back in the second round. Then we had a knockdown by Andre Berto from a straight right hand that landed smack on the button. This gave Andre Berto the confidence that he needed from suffering the early knockdown in the first round. Came back out in the third round. Andre Berto, he started out in that round more so hurt. He didn't really recover from the knockdown from really the first round. I don't know where he dug in and knocked Victor Ortiz down in that second round. I don't know where he found that from. The crazy part about it is after he knocked Victor Ortiz down in the second round, he got a little too wild. He got a little too crazy, and he ran into a check left hook, and he get knocked down himself. But anyway, back to the third round. The third round, Andre Berto hurt, wobbly legs, getting overwhelmed by Victor Ortiz, getting swarmed on the inside, tried to play possum, try to play the numbers game is what they call it. The numbers game is I might get missed with this one, missed with that one, missed with this one, but I might get hit with that one. Andre Berto's legs wasn't there. He was luring Victor Ortiz to the ropes where Victor Ortiz was teeing off left and right, inside, upstairs, downstairs, throwing a bunch of shots. Victor Ortiz's straight left hand, because he was a southpaw, landing all night. But however, in the third round, what did he do? Blow a hell of a lot of steam. Come out in round 4, Andre Berto legs still shaky. Lured Victor Ortiz to the ropes some more, using the ropes to stand up. Can't barely stand up, can't barely support himself, absorbing and eating shots, trying to catch and shoot, can't properly do it. Victor Ortiz was just too overwhelming, too relentless, throwing too many damn punches. But however, he's steady blowing his load too. So I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, yo, as I'm watching this fight go on, I got, Andre Berto up against the ropes, eating shots, absorbing shots, trying to slip and dip, but he getting caught by the left hand, upstairs and downstairs. But I'm like, yo, man, this dude blowing a lot of punches. He gonna tire himself out, ain't he? Round 5, what did he do? Victor Ortiz, volume comes down. But however, he's still pushing Berto to the ropes. Berto literally still hasn't recovered properly, I don't believe, since the first round at this point in the fight. Round 6, you keep going. Berto legs is now back under him. Takes the fight back to the middle of the ring. Sized him up, straight right hand. Bow. He turns around and got velocity on a straight right hand on Victor Ortiz. Knocks down Victor Ortiz in the 6th round. Berto exploded. I'm sorry. So I take that back. So when Andre Berto got knocked down, and I'm sorry if I'm mixing y'all up. When he walked into that check left hook, it was in the 6th round. I thought it was in the 2nd round. It was in the 6th round. So he did get knocked down in the 1st round. And then in the 2nd round, it was just a knockdown by Berto. That's what it was. So the 6th round, Berto knocked down Victor Ortiz. And at the end of that round is where he walked into that check left hook. Well, actually, it started with a right hook. Then he came back with another left hook, and then he finished it. That's when Andre Berto got reckless in the 6th round. And from that point on down, if you ask me, I thought it was all Victor Ortiz. He came in much more relentless, started getting much more accurate in round 7. After about round 8, he started focusing more on the body. At this point, Andre Berto got nothing left in the tank. He barely can get no space. Every time he does get space between him and Victor Ortiz, he can't pull a trigger. And it makes you start wondering. It makes you start wondering. Andre Berto, to this point, never really been pushed this hard. I mean, his best fights was like Luis Collazo and like Jan Zvek and I mean fighters that Andre Berto kind of had a I ain't gonna say an easy road during his reign, during his time, but he didn't have the smoke. This was really his first real tough opposition, if you ask me. You know what I'm saying? And it looked like going down the stretch, Andre Berto just started falling apart. Victor Ortiz, relentless, straight left hands, constantly pushing Berto back. Berto had nothing to really keep him off him. After that knockdown that occurred in the 6th round, that was it for Berto. He had nothing left. You know what I'm saying? And of course, down the stretch, I gave every round to Victor Ortiz just from his overwhelming of punches, and it was over. And so you had a new world champion in Victor Ortiz. And now, at this point, it was interesting because at this particular fight, you see the picture right there. You got Floyd Mayweather and you got 50 Cent, who was ringside. Now, we know Floyd at this time was really just kind of getting back into the game, and he was scouting that WBC title. So it could honestly be said, whoever was going to win this fight right here, well, guess what? They was going to probably more than likely fight Floyd Mayweather. More than likely. So we know that Andre Berto eventually got a Mayweather fight down the line. But he possibly could have got it much earlier. A lot of people always wonder, well, Floyd never fought this guy or fought that. It's situations like this that were playing out. And then you got Victor Ortiz at this point riding the hype train. He got everybody behind him. The hype train is now rolling. He got Floyd ringside. He got a Floyd fight in his future. But this fight did something to Victor Ortiz. I never questioned Victor Ortiz. I never questioned his heart. I never really questioned his determination after this point. This fight, what these two fighters went through on this night, I'll say Victor Ortiz won. He won a hell of a lot. He won a WBC title. He got a lot of spotlight. You know what I'm saying? Got movie deals. It led to a Floyd Mayweather fight. I mean, he got hooked up in every single way. But though he gained so much, Victor Ortiz lost something on this night right here. He lost something. He lost something. The glitz, the glamour of the hype train that was riding behind him. I don't know. This fight where he had to fight his heart out to get this title. I don't know if the glitz and glamour softened him up. He was going through internal situations with his trainer and Ryan Garcia and all of them, and he was going through little issues, with the people that raised him pretty much. I mean, he just started tripping. He started getting Hollywood, if you will. And I think this did something to him. It softened him up in a way. Next thing you know, neither man after this fight was the same. Let me look at something real quick. Just real quick. Hold on. Look at this, man. Neither man was the same. Now, Victor Ortiz, after this particular win, he went on to lose to Floyd Mayweather. He went on to lose to Jotacito Lopez. He went on to lose to Luis Collazo, all consecutively, being stopped in these fights. He was stopped in 2 or 3 of these fights. Stop. They give him a couple soft touches right before he comes back to Berto and gets stopped again. Punch resistance disappeared. People questioning his heart. And now you know the situation he's dealing with today, or was dealing with. I'm not sure about that. I ain't been checking up on him. But he lost something that night. Up until this point, you never questioned him. He was a hard-nosed fighter, win, lose, or draw, I thought. Even in his fight with Marcos McDonald where he lost to, he still fought hard, I thought. But after this fight right here, he became pudding. Now, as for Andre Berto, same thing. After this fight right here, totally fell apart as a fighter. Totally fell apart. I mean, at this point, he was undefeated. Never been beat. But he never really been tested. Luis Collazo. You know what I'm saying? That was probably his best opponent up until this point. Then after he loses to Victor Ortiz, he takes losses to Robert Guerrero. He takes losses to Jesus Soto Carras. Can't really get right. Injury after injury. Just falling apart. This was perhaps the last time that we seen Andre Berto like Andre Berto. Total health. But after this fight, it was pretty much all downhill. All the way till he got hooked up by his homie Al Heyman and got a Floyd Mayweather fight on Floyd's retirement fight. That was a good hookup because Andre Berto was one of Al's early guys. He was one of Al Heyman's early fighters. And that was one of the ones that Al Heyman really looked out for. And you see Andre Berto living a comfortable life today. Salute to Andre Berto and Victor Ortiz for this fight right here. But this was a hell of a fight. And Victor Ortiz gained the WBC title this night, April 16th, 2011, by going through Andre Berto. But after this fight, after this monumental hell of a fight, unfortunately, neither man afterwards, they left something in the ring that night, man. They both left something in the ring that night. And neither man was nearly the same. That's crazy. They had high hopes for Victor. Both of these dudes, they were good amateurs, the whole nine. Good pedigrees, raised to be fighters. Both of these fighters. But afterwards, there was nothing left. And it's very unfortunate. So it is what it is, man. What's going on with old Victor, man? I thought he was trying to make a comeback or something like that, man. Last I heard, man. You know, I don't even know, man. Let me see what y'all talking about, man, so we can get to today's stories, man. Let me switch this on back on over, man. Let's go on over. Let me get this music out of y'all ear so we can get these topics rolling because I already know what y'all want to talk about. You know what I'm saying? I already know what y'all want to talk about. Let's get to it. Bam! Salute to the fam. Let me get to some of y'all comments and we going to roll on. You know what I'm saying? Yes, sir. Ed Perez says, great breakdown of the fight, and it's so true. Yeah, man. That was crazy, man. I mean, I remember as a kid, like on the video games, man, and Andre Berto used to be on it. Like all of his stats used to be all high. He was like the dude. He was ruling that welterweight division when there was nobody there. He was fighting the Freddie Hernandezes of the world and stuff like that. So when we finally got a chance to see what Andre Berto was really made of, and like I said, I'm glad that this was at the point where he was undefeated. So people always say, well, his injuries, his shoulder, his that. Can't say that in that situation. You know what I'm saying? And I just think it let us know where he really was at. I mean, he wasn't that old. At that point, he shouldn't have been that beat up, at least not to my knowledge. But they both fought their heart out that night, man. They both fought their heart out. Let's get to these topics, though, fam. Let me see what else y'all talking about. There was another Mexican fighter that fought around the same time and just disappeared. Oh, okay. That's what happens sometimes. Some fighters, man, they leave it all in the ring. And they never the same afterwards, man. And it's crazy. One night, one daring performance, man. They can go in there they're never the same. It can, and the crazy part is in Victor Ortiz's case, I don't think it was a physical thing with him. It was a mental thing with him. In Berto's case, it can be argued more it was a physical thing. You could say the injuries and stuff like that. But in Ortiz's case, no. He just had a breakdown mentally and just the glitz, the glamour, the Hollywood. Remember, he was in the Expendables, and he was just, it was a mental thing with him more so. And you can still see that playing out today. You know what I'm saying? Real spill. What's up, Gerald Fields in the building? What's up with you, man? I see everybody, y'all. I see everybody. Muhammad Tola, my main man. What's up with you? Lawrence, what's going on? Lawrence the Hera. You, sir, should have a blue suit, and you got it now, man. All day. all day, man. Heyman is, we already went through that one. What's up, family? Salute to everybody. All right, let's get to rolling through these topics, man, because I know what y'all want to talk about. And we got a lot to get to, man, because I got some questions today. Let's get to the small talk first before we get to the main apple scrapple, shall we? What's been breaking all week. Let's get to this early stuff first to get it out the way. And that is a quick update about this whole Tyson Fury and Joshua deal. So, you know, the funny thing about this right here is that just yesterday I was talking about, 2 days ago I was talking about this, and we talking about Frank Warren talking about he didn't see a possible deal until the fall. He was questioning the fact that Anthony Joshua's trainer and Rob McCracken won't be ready for the fight in time because he's going to go off and coach the Olympic team. He was putting out there that, you know, this ain't going to be ready. That ain't going to be ready. So, of course, we got Eddie Hearn who got to come out here and save face, save the day, put the good face on as always and keep things in the positive and keep things in the green. And he got to come out and say stuff like this. I'm not going to go into where it's going to be held, but it has been agreed by both sides that the option that we're going to take, and you'll get the date very soon and the official announcement. Let's keep it pushing. The next one we got 100%. When asked if Joshua versus Fury fight would be this summer, that's the thing. Everybody wants this fight as soon as possible. There is no option for this fight to go to the back end of the year, and I've made that clear. What he's saying right here, which is something that we've already said all along, if this fight gets pushed and postponed down, the one thing that a lot of people got to keep in mind, mandatories galore. You know what I'm saying? Mandatories galore. And then also Tyson Fury would eventually be in a situation where that WBC Mando might be coming around too. And y'all know Dillian White. I want my shot. I want my shot. You know what I'm saying? Get his face boxed off. You know what I'm saying? All that stuff he out here talking about Bomb Squad. Get his face boxed off and he'll get knocked out. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? They know it's going to be mandatory galore. They know it's going to be mandatory galore, and Hearn knows that. So he's trying to let everybody know that's not even an option. Which I never thought that was an option either. I always thought this had to go down by the summertime, maybe early fall at the latest, for them to have any sort of hope. Outside of that, it's going to be mandatory central. Oleksandr Usyk ain't going to sit around. His people already let it be known. If you keep us sitting around and you don't name this fight and make it official, we going to want some either step aside money or you going to have to see us on something, or we want our fight with Joshua. We'll see. Just a quick update, y'all. And, of course, last but not least, one will be in the summer and one will be in December. That's the plan. All I can say is both sides are happy with the offer that's on the table now, and we're ready to move forward. Now, this comes out on the heels I see today where we got quotes out here floating around in internet land, you know what I mean, coming straight out of the mouth of ESPN's Mark Kriegel is what it's supposed to came from. I see Talk Sports got the quotes put out there, and Mark Kriegel is alluding to the fact that the deal is going to be heading to Saudi Arabia. They're saying that Saudi Arabia is the place that both fighters want to make it happen. According to Mark Kriegel, and I quote, Saudi Arabia was the front runner from the beginning, and that's where everybody wants to go now. He's saying it's not real. Listen to this. It's not real until someone under the auspicities of the Saudi government puts money into escrow. Both sides have yet to sign. This is a crucial document, a memorandum of understanding. I've had several sources tell me today that they're waiting for the paperwork from Saudi. There's obviously great optimism from Eddie Hearn, and there's optimism from Bob Arum. So there you have it. So according to Mark Kriegel and ESPN, they're saying that Saudi is in the front running position, and they're just waiting for the Saudi government to dump a bunch of money into an escrow account, and then everybody signs and everybody happy, and here we go. You know what I'm saying? Now, first off, that's not an easy bridge to cross. Let's just keep that in mind, fam. Not an easy bridge to cross. We know what this is all dependent upon. Now, Eddie Hearn seems to be happy right now, running around smiling at any camera that lining up all the interviews, getting all the quotes out there, and he's making it like that somebody is looking to put up some money. I don't know if it's going to be the government. I don't know if it's going to be an investor, but he's making it just like somebody got to put up this money. But the reason that this is not an easy bridge to cross is because we all know what this is all dependent upon, the situation in the world. And I've been trying to keep y'all posted upon that. What they talking about in that part of the world is stuff is speeding up. I will admit, in that part of the world, they saying things are clearing up, and they're clearing up fast. They're dumping vaccines there by the loads, and they're cleaning it up. They're not quite there yet, But they definitely moving faster, and they're moving faster than a lot of other places, from what I understand. So is there a chance? Yes. Will they make the deadline? That I don't know. Now, will that chance or will these numbers improve fast enough to meet the timeline that they want is the golden question. I always thought that America and everywhere else is off the table. America and UK to me are off the table. I know no one has officially said that, and I know people seeing the pictures of Eddie Hearn running around taking pictures in front of the Allegiant Stadium. We see Tyson Fury in Vegas now training with what's his name? I can never pronounce his name. Capitillo is the cut man / trainer. Well, he's in Vegas training. Looking a little chunky too, might I add. Did y'all see Tyson Fury's physique? Got that dad bod going for real. I don't know, man. I thought that beach video was put out there to throw people off. Tyson looking a little chunky. Looked like Tyson been throwing him back for real. But anyway, so I always thought Vegas was off the table. I just don't think that's happening. I just think with the Deontay Wilder situation still playing out. And keep in mind, even in this particular interview that Eddie Hearn had with Michelle Joy Phelps, when he was asked about Deontay Wilder, he was murky, as always when it comes to the Wilder situation. Everyone is murky. It's, I don't know. It's real gray. It's nothing definite when it comes to the Wilder situation. It ain't nothing definite about none of this for real. But at the end of the day, ain't nothing definite about the Wilder situation. They asked him about Wilder. He like, I don't know. I have no idea. I just think he wants some money. You know what I mean? That's all I know. But you don't know about it. Bob Arum clearly is indicating that it ain't cleared up yet. Frank Warren has indicated it ain't cleared up yet. Tyson Fury has indicated that it ain't cleared up yet. I mean, that situation is still there, but that just to me just takes America totally off the table. If things land in Deontay Wilder's favor, no way they bringing that fight here. No way. In UK, well, y'all know what the situation is, and ain't no way that they're going to make the timeline. Wembley is not ready to go. That's just where we are today, realistically. So they're saying that Saudi is the place. Nothing that can be verified here, fam. See, we can verify everything else, like we just spoke on just now. But when it comes to whether the money is in the escrow or not, we back to the $50 million again. Remember? We didn't know if it was there or not. No one knew. Maybe this is best. Maybe nobody should know. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, man, this is where we are. So that's what they saying, Saudi Arabia. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what the fam talking about. What's up, Gerald? Gerald Frill's in the building. What's good, bro? Let's talk this boxing. You all ready. Coach Kennedy, what's up, man? Salute to you, man. But yeah, man, this situation right here, so just a quick update. Nothing really new, just still some more sit up and hurry up and wait talk. Just to me seemed like more talk to keep the cart in front of the horse. Really no big development like that. Just a lot of cleanup talk. You know what I'm saying? We still got to wait and see. Everybody hyped up right now. We just got to wait. At the end of the day, I found it real strange how he answered that Deontay Wilder situation. You know what I'm saying? All day. Let's keep it pushing, man. Let's keep it pushing. Let's get to this short story real quick. Another one real kind, short story. And that is this Oscar De La Hoya fight. So word on the curb. Oscar De La Hoya coming back, right? We talked about this on the last We Talking Box. Coming back July 3rd on Triller. We got the golden boy himself, Oscar, coming back. And word on the curb is he going to be fighting a former UFC fighter by the name of Eddie Alverez. I'm not familiar with him. Never heard of him. You know what I'm saying? I'm not too UFC friendly. Former UFC lightweight champion Eddie Alvarez has revealed that he is in serious talks to fight Oscar De La Hoya in his comeback fight in a boxing event this summer on July 3rd on Triller pay-per-view. He's fighting a UFC fighter. Now, Oscar told everybody when he came back that he wasn't doing the circus thing. Oscar said he was coming back to an actual fighter, to an actual boxer, at least I thought. But he's coming back to Eddie Alvarez. He's coming back to be part of the circus. He wants some circus money. Like everybody else. Ain't that right, Oscar? Ain't that right? And y'all might say, well, man, what's wrong with that? They all doing it, right? Mike Tyson's doing it. Everybody doing it. Everybody's fighting UFC. Even James Toney did it back in the day before it was really money in it. Everybody did it. Riddick Bowe did it. Everybody did it. So why is Oscar wrong for what he wants to do? I tell you why. It's a simple solution. He's a hypocrite. You know what I'm saying? It's as simple as that. And that's what makes it a big letdown. Because this is the same dude. When Floyd Mayweather came back to fight Conor McGregor, there was no more vocal critic in boxing than Oscar. Oscar wrote a special article in ESPN denouncing what Floyd Mayweather was doing with Conor McGregor. Matter of fact, I think we got a copy of that right here. Listen to what this is what Oscar wrote on ESPN when Floyd Mayweather was trying to fight Conor McGregor. To my fellow boxing fans, I write in the hopes that together we can protect the sport of boxing. With each passing day, it looks more and more likely that the circus known as Floyd Mayweather versus Conor McGregor will be coming to town in the near future. As undercard fights start to take form, athletic commissions give their blessings in exchange for millions of dollars. I could not agree more with you, Oscar. Can't agree more with you. And the fighters start counting even more cash. One group will eventually be left to make sure that this farce doesn't occur, and that's we are the fans, who are the lifeblood of our sport, end quote. Bruh, I couldn't have said that no freaking better. Oscar, you spoke that shit like I hear every word, bruh. What happened to this? My main man Oscar conformed. He became part of the circus. The same circus that you preached and wrote to ESPN and said, let me put this out there because I got something to say and it's against Floyd Mayweather. See, Oscar, how you was proven to be a hater now? Look how much of a hater it makes you look like that you considering this. A hater, bruh. Straight up hating. This is what Canelo be talking about. You got no loyalty, bruh. You ain't loyal to nothing. You all about yourself. 1 minute you got a problem with this person doing something, you turn around and do the same exact thing. All for the mighty dollar. Ain't that right, Oscar? Or to save Golden Boy, whichever one. I don't know. But let's keep it 100 across the board. If you got a problem with Floyd doing it, I know damn well you got a problem with yourself doing it. D-Lo 404 Boxing in the building. What's up, fam? What's going on? Muhammad Hamatola says, yo, man, Fury done messed up. He will walk into the ring. With almost 2 years of inactivity. Could have faced Wilder in between, but then again, Wilder is a risky fight. Yeah, man. It is a risky fight. But you know what, bro? I'm just so, like, how they swindled that man out of his fight like that, man. It's just so tacky, bro. It's just everything about it is just tacky, man. You know, and a lot of people gonna praise it because it's undisputed and all that, but to me, it's a lot of tackiness attached to it. You know what I'm saying? The way they all did it. The way they swindled Wilder out of a fight, the way they lied, the way they try to change his image to the public and say, oh, he didn't want to fight and he let contracts expire. Everything about it just tacky. You know what I'm saying? Just tacky, man. Whatever. You know what I mean? But yeah, Oscar, so we see you, bro. We see you. I just want everybody to keep this in mind, man. It's the same old thing. Oscar should go after Triple G in a year or so. It will be a huge pay-per-view. Man, I thought Oscar was going to come back and really give us a boxing match, man. I was hoping for like Sergio Martinez. You know what I'm saying? Something like a Sergio Martinez. And then maybe if Miguel Cotto was going to come back and actually fight Marquez, then maybe he could have got the winner of that. That would have been something at least more respectable. But for him to jump out there with a UFC fighter after thoroughly criticizing Floyd Mayweather, man, that's unacceptable, bro. And we're going to be clowning this. You part of the circus. You are now part of Ringling Brothers and Bonham Circus. You know what I'm saying? You are the ringleader. You the biggest hypocrite out here, Oscar. I told you what Canelo said was real spill. It was real spill. You know what I'm saying? My guys Tony and Bo went to the octagon and got embarrassed, says D-Lo. They did, man. Hey, yo, you ever see the joint when Bo did it, man? They kept kicking him in his ankle. And he was like, they kept kicking my man Bo till my man Bo went down, man. I say, dang, that was bad. Oh, the dude literally stood on the outside and just kept kicking Bo in his ankle. And my man Bo couldn't take no more. But what you going to do here? This is supposed to be an actual boxing match, though. Yeah, you're right. They went to the octagon like crazies. You know what I'm saying? In this case, you got this dude supposedly coming into the ring. You know, y'all see the training videos out there, Oscar, the whole nine, man. And just, you had us. I was a little bit excited to see him come back versus an actual fighter. But now that this is being talked about, man, throw it into the circus bin. You know what I'm saying? Throw it into the circus bin. What's up, Bruce Goes in the building? I see you, fam. What's up with you, man? What's going on? All right, y'all, let's keep it pushing to the next subject, man, because, Oscar, man, I tell you. I want to stop right here real quick with the young boys, real quick, man. I want to mention this real briefly with the young boys, man. Let's talk about young Ryan real quick for young Ryan. Now, I ain't going to get too much into it because I'm sick and tired of the whole Twitter stuff and who knows what's going on between him and Devin Haney. But clearly him and Devin Haney doing their usual Twitter back and forth thing, got all the little kitty boppers all fired up, you know, and all that good stuff. We already know Javier Fortuna and Ryan Garcia are going to be squaring off, as you can see right here when Mike Coppinger first broke it. And, of course, now Ryan Garcia is looking at Devin Haney. And I just want to kind of chime in this for a brief minute. He's looking at Devin Haney like, you know, what have you done and who are you? Like, he's bigger than Devin Haney. And then when you look at the comments and the perception from the boxing fans out here, all you see is one thing: email champion. I mean, you see it everywhere. You got Teofimo Lopez mentioning it in every interview. You got fighters like Rolly Romero mentioning it in every interview. These are all haters of Devin Haney, might I add. But they mention it in every interview. Of course, you got Ryan Garcia playing on it. Everybody's playing on it. The fans are eating it up like Scooby snacks. Now, I got my issues with Lil Devin, but that's only when we talk about Gary Russell Jr. But let's talk about this. Now, I just want people to remember something. Every time people run around with this email champion BS, remember you ain't doing nothing but making fun of yourself. I just don't understand this with the fighters. When you say that Devin is an email champion, you technically saying that he fought for a title that no one else wanted to fight him for. That's what you... Sanctioning bodies don't just give out titles willy-nilly if they don't have to. Of course, they did it for protection. We all know that whole story. But I'm sure if somebody would have fought him for it, which he attempted to do, he wouldn't have had been given to him. Now, would he? Everybody who's sitting around criticizing, yet no one stood in there to fight him for it. Nobody. This was make this situation so messed up. Now, there's two fighters. They can talk, because they putting in work. But when it comes to one particular fighter, and that's Devin Haney, you can't say nothing to him. Teofimo Lopez, you the king, bro. You are the king of 135, without a doubt. And Ryan Garcia, you beat Luke Campbell and you stepping in there with Javier Fortuna. You won't hear no complaints from Mainman Mademan. But you can talk your talk. Y'all can talk to each other. Y'all can talk to Tank. Y'all can talk to anybody else you want and boss all the way up except Devin. You can't do it. Because for the most part, and this is just the facts of the matter, he's just more superior on every level. What are you talking about, main man? Let's start with Teo, my main man, who I got a lot of love and respect for. But let's start with Teo. In Teo's case, though Teo didn't ask for the situation that he was put in with the franchise title, but you got to keep in mind, Teo, several rules were broken or changed to arrange the fact that you shouldn't fight Devin Haney. And that's just the facts of the matter. What rules would change? Well, this is it. This is the deal. First off, this is the original rules of the WBC franchise title, right? This designation is not transferable and exclusively to the fighter who receives such designation. So meaning that when Teofimo Lopez beat Vasyl Lomachenko, that belt wasn't supposed to be transferred, right? We all know that. So that rule was clearly changed just to ensure that Teofimo Lopez, for another reason. They gave him to him for a whole nother reason, and that was to get away from Devin Haney. You might say, how? They just gave him a belt, and they just changed that rule. Because changing that rule also makes them have to change this rule. The WBC may award a Diamond Championship belt in those fights in which the franchise champion engages. If the franchise champion loses, like Vasyl Lomachenko did, the winner, which was Teofimo Lopez, will receive the diamond belt and be considered a mandatory contender of the division. So that means what? That means that if you, technically the way this was supposed to work out, when you beat Vasyl Lomachenko, all that was supposed to do was make you Devin Haney's mandatory. Facts. So not only did they change one rule, they had to change two, all to maneuver you around Devin Haney. When you beat Loma, your next fight was supposed to be Devin Haney, not become the franchise champion. The franchise belt was supposed to evaporate. Remember? They gave Devin Haney the belt because you chose to fight for the franchise. And then when you won, you were supposed to fight Devin, not giving the franchise belt. That's the way it's supposed to be, Teo. Why you talking about email what? It wouldn't have been no email if you would have just took the damn mandatory now, wouldn't it? Now, Ryan Garcia, you shouldn't say nothing either. Brother, you got no politics. You got no polish. You got nothing but space and opportunity between you and Devin. It's just a phone call away. He'll take the fight in a heartbeat and you know it. All they got to do is call Oscar. And Oscar, I don't know if you down to call Eddie because Eddie stole your fighter. I don't know if you still down to do business because Eddie took your fight and he making boatloads of money. Eddie got 60,000 tickets sold in Texas with Canelo. I don't know if you mad at him about that. But at the end of the day, ain't no network gonna block it. Ain't nobody gonna stop it. Everybody gonna be down for it. And everyone knows that Ryan Garcia technically didn't have to do the two mandatories if he would have leaned on the WBC. That's Ryan Garcia. And Money Mauricio, my main man, Money Mauricio, would have loved to have taken that call. So, at the end of the day, Ryan, shut up, bro. Because at the end, you didn't have to do two mandatories. Go get your Javier Fortuna fight, and I'm not going to knock it. It's a good fight. It's a damn good fight. But you technically didn't have to go that route. You technically didn't have to. Now, we know what the secret is. Per Samson Lekowicz, the promoter of Javier Fortuna, and I will keep on banging this drum, the man said it himself. Word on the curb around Vegas is that Devin Haney is growing and growing fast. And they trying to wait him out, hoping that WBC becomes vacant. And then guess what? Everybody going to want to fight for it then with Devin out the picture. Ain't that right? So when it comes to Ryan, you could have took the faster route, and I'm dying to see what happens after this Fortuna fight. Because the WBC covered you and said, yo, we giving you two mandatories, Devin Haney. You going to have two. Should I say, yeah, he's going to have two mandatories. So whatever. Let him do his thing. After Javier Fortuna, then what? Then what? There's going to be nothing but space and opportunity and zero excuses. With the WBC going to come to your rescue again? So my thing is, I'm saying, fam, when we talk about this email champion and we want to keep throwing him under the bus, remember, he making more money than them. Remember, his business is better than them. Remember, he's already a promoter and got his own business. Remember that. I don't see that coming from Ryan or Teo. I don't. I truly don't. But one thing I do see is excuses galore. Rules being changed. And they trying to change this brother's image to the public. Call him an email champion. He don't want to fight. Yet they breaking rules. Changing rules. Consistently. All to protect everybody in the division. From Devin. Tank come up there. He don't even look twice. So I just want everybody to keep that in mind. That's all. Let's keep it pushing. Let's keep it pushing. How do you think the Frank Mir SS Cunningham will go? It's boxing rules. I'm not sure what you're saying. The Frank Mir SS Cunningham will go. I'm not sure what you're saying, Bruce. Not sure. Not sure. A little lost in translation. If Ryan diminishes Haney's belt, then take it off him and make it legit instead of fighting two eliminators for the same email belt. Couldn't have said that no better. Couldn't have said that no better. Agree with you 100%. So I just want everybody to take that and take this with you and keep that in mind. These are facts I'm giving y'all, man. These are the rules. I mean, look at this rule right here, man. This rule right here would have put Teofimo, if left on the books, if the WBC would have changed nothing after the Lomachenko fight is when they got changed. But if they wouldn't have changed nothing, we would have had Teofimo Lopez forced to fight Devin Haney for the regular WBC title as the way it was originally designed. All day. Thumbs up as we keep it pushing, fam. Thumbs up as we keep it pushing. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's get to this right here, because I know this is what y'all really want to talk about. And this got a lot of little avenues on it, so let's get to it now. Bye, y'all. Everybody that's seen the schedule announced. Are we excited, family? Are we excited? Are we turned up? Showtime and PBC have announced their upcoming boxing schedule, and we got 9 fights to go ahead and chop up. Keep in mind, fight fans, for those who are wondering why some of your favorite names are not involved in these particular fights, well, we know that PBC also got to release their Fox schedule, so we're just waiting on that one. That's going to be the juicy one right there. That's going to be the juicy one right there. Y'all already see the fighters. I seen Earl Spence Jr. on his Twitter, I think it was, telling PBC, man, come on, man, get this underway, get my name out there. We ready to get that schedule out there. So what do we think about these fights, y'all? What do we think about these fights? Bruce says a fight on the Triller card. Frank Mir from UFC versus Steve Cunningham, former cruiserweight champion. Oh, that's on there too? Oh, man. Circus, man. I mean, what's up with the Evander Holyfield versus Kevin McBride, man? Oh, my goodness. They talking about Mike Tyson turned down a guaranteed $25 million to face Evander Holyfield. And he going to go on and fight Kevin McBride. Who the hell wants to see that? Who wants to see Evander Holyfield versus Kevin McBride, bruh? Like, that had to be some last minute something went left type stuff. Because I don't think nobody wants to see that. Kevin McBride, I forgot. Kevin McBride. Is it like the last dude to beat Tyson or something like that? Man, you know, hey, good for Holyfield to make a bag of money, man. At least he fighting another boxer. But damn, bro, like without Tyson, man, that just lose all the luster for the whole thing, man. Tyson, like, I'm going to make money off my own name, and I ain't tripping off none of y'all. You know what I'm saying? Off none of y'all. So let's get to these fights. First off, Luis Neri versus Brandon Figueroa. This is a unification fight. Now, you know what? Here we go again, fam. Here we go again. Rules being changed on the fly. Rules being changed on the fly. This is a unification fight now, right? We got Luis Neri. He's the WBC champion, right? Super bantamweight champion. And we got Brandon Figueroa, who's the WBA regular champion. Now, we all know that it's been said for many, many years that the WBA regular championship cannot be involved in a unification fight. You have to either vacate it or something, or the other fighter got to vacate. Remember, per example, Lamont Peterson versus Earl Spence Jr. Lamont Peterson being the WBA regular champion. Before he fought Earl Spence Jr., what was he forced to do? Vacate his WBA title. However, it's all good right here. Here we go. That's boxing for you. You know what I'm saying? Right here, it's all good. But on its own merits, should be an action-packed fight. The little bantamweights, you know, I'm a big fan of Brandon Figueroa, both men. Just straight-up punches, volume punches right here. I'm expecting a back and forth. I'm really favoring Luis Neri. I think Neri is going to pull this out. I think his hand speed is much more better than Brandon Figueroa's. And I think he has a slight edge and explosiveness against Brandon Figueroa, man. But it's a good fight. You know what I'm saying? I think this is a decent fight. But I don't know if Brandon was supposed to be involved in this fight, man. And just the looks of it and hooking him up like this, that ain't a good sign. That ain't a good sign. You know what I'm saying? Not a good sign. Next fight, Nordine Oubaali versus Nonito Donaire. Nonito Donaire is still hanging in there, man. You know, I like Nordine Oubaali. It's a good fight. You know what I'm saying? This is a decent fight. We're going to have the WBC bantamweight, what's that, world championship on the line right there. So, you know what, man? Nonito Donaire, man, he travels through all of these weight classes, and he keep himself in title contention. He don't care what side of the street it's on. You see this dude on ESPN cards. You see him on the Zone cards. You'll see him on Showtime cards. You got to respect that about Nonito Donaire, man. He don't let the politics of boxing keep him from doing what he need to do. And this what got him, you know, back alive when he was in that tournament, the World Boxing Super Series tournament. This what got him back alive, man. He's disciplined enough to make these lower weights and to go up and down. You just don't know where he's going to be competing at, man. But here's another one, man. This is going to be an interesting fight. See a 50-50. I think Nonito Donair's best days are behind him. You know what I'm saying? Nordine Ubali is a good champion. We'll see. We'll see. You know what I mean? Not really big on the fight like that. I ain't gonna act like I am. But you know, something to watch. It's something to watch. Let's get to this next one right here. All right, I'm gonna have to pass this one for a second, cause I gotta come back to Charlo, and I'm gonna come back to Tank. So let me keep on pushing real quick. Chris Colbert versus Yuri Yorkis Gamboa. Very, very good fight. Very good fight. I mean, far as for Chris Colbert in name recognition. I know what y'all saying. Yuri Yorkis Gamboa, way past it. Absolutely. Injuries. We seen what he looked like against Devin. We seen what he looked like against Tank. You know, my thing is this. The one good upside about this is Yuri Yorkis Gamboa going back down to 130 pounds. I thought he should have never left the weight class in the first place. I thought that I know he got lured up to 35 by Tank and the rest of them, but I thought 30 has always been his best weight class. Even back in the day when he decided to leave 30 and go to 35 to face Crawford, that was just a bad decision. He's 35 just never been good for Yuri Yorkis Gamboa. You know what I'm saying? So for him to go back and challenge the young boy, man, that's a good thing. You know, Chris Colbert is still building his name, still trying to get his name out there. I be checking his social media all the time, man. He branded himself pretty good. And the thing is with Shawty, man, he needs more recognition. Simple. And though this is an old, aging, past it, some may say past it champion, it's still a good stepping stone for Chris Colbert. You know what I mean? Fast hands, good coordination. I like Shawty. Got a lot more to see. Still young and got a long way to go. You know what I'm saying? Guillermo Rigomdeaux versus John Real Casimero. This is the reason why Rigomdeaux claims that he went down in weight to get these kind of fights right here. We know Rigomdeaux went down from 22 down to 18 to seek out fights like Casimero and then some. He wants, of course, the monster Inoue. I love to see that fight. I hope we can eventually maybe get to that fight eventually. But we know that whenever it comes to Bob Arum and Guillermo Rigomdeaux, he's like kryptonite to Bob Arum. You know what I'm saying? So, but at the end of the day, this is still a good fight. This is a good opportunity for Guillermo Rigomdeaux. I mean, he went down in weight, stayed away from the 126 division, stayed away from fighters like Gary Russell Jr. and then some, and he decided to go down. You know what I'm saying? So this is a good fight. I like Casimero. Casimero is a war-torn fighter himself. I think he got, 1 or 2 losses. I didn't check his record. But I like Casimero. You know what I'm saying? Always been a hard-nosed fighter as well. I'm expecting for Guillermo Rigomdeaux to go in there, though, and give him a boxing lesson. I'm favoring Guillermo Rigomdeaux heavy in this matchup. I think his patience, I think his poise will be too much for Casimero to stand. I think Casimero going to be swinging at a lot of wind. And I think he's going to be doing a lot of missing when it comes to Guillermo Rigomdeaux. All right, with that, my main man, Stevie Fulton versus the winner of Luis Neri versus Brandon Figueroa. I'm heavy on Stephen Fulton. I think Stevie Fulton is the best fighter at the class, the way he dispelled the Angelo Leo. And I was high on Angelo Leo, too. You know what I'm saying? But I think he's the best fighter at the class. I think he dusts all of them, man. Whoever you bring his way, I think he'll dust Neri and Brandon Figueroa. He's looking like the bigger, stronger fighter down there. He's looking complete. He couldn't wait to get back in the ring. It's almost like when he approached that Angelo Leo fight, man, he approached it like knowing he had Shawty. He studied Leo so much and he looked at him so much. When he went in there so confident, it's like he knew he had him. And I just wasn't sure, but I learned a lot about Stevie Fulton that night, man. And I'm rocking with him. I like this fight. I like him getting the winner. This is not going to happen until the fall. I like this fight, man. Fast hands, good power, good body work, real sturdy. You know what I'm saying? I like Stevie Fulton, man. I think him and Rais Salim eventually going to have to meet up. I like to see them decide it and see how that eventually goes. But this is a bigger fight for him. And I can understand Stevie Fulton been waiting for a long time, and he been waiting to get his name out there. This would be a unification for him, and he more than deserves it. So some good, decent fights. Am I jumping for joy? No. A lot of lower weights. You know what I mean? Some fighters that are past it, some fighters that are not. All in all, am I, from the matchups we said thus far, okay. Am I, marking it on my calendar? Not really. You know what I mean? There is one fight on here that I am marking on my calendar. And I'm about to get to that. But first off, let's start off. Now, let's get to the good stuff. Y'all see the fights that we left off. Y'all know I got more to say about those fights, right? Y'all know I got more to say about those fights. Let's start off first. My main man, David Benavidez. David Benavidez fights former IBF 168-pound champion Jose Uzcategui in the WBC super middleweight title eliminator August 28th on Showtime. The winner of Benavidez Uzcategui will be the mandatory for the WBC champion in Canelo Alvarez. Now, we know that ain't promise. That ain't promise at all. But I like this fight. It's David Benavidez, if he can get through Uzcategui, as I believe he will, disposing of a former champion. Earning his name, showing people his pedigree more and more. I get it. Uzcategui ain't the best fighter in the world, which he ain't. And he's very beatable for many different reasons. But at the end of the day, and do I think he beats Benavidez? Absolutely not. I'm not even going to have to do a full breakdown for this. It's going to be David Benavidez, I believe, stopping Uzcategui. But the good thing about it, like I said, is David Benavidez, who's still young. He beating up on former champions. He racking up. Eventually, everybody at 68, there's going to be nowhere else for nobody to go. He getting rid of all of them. It ain't going to be nowhere for Caleb Plant to go. It ain't going to be nowhere for a lot of these dudes at 68 to go. And so that's why I like the fact that he just kind of wiping up these dudes, get them out the way. We know that certain other fighters don't seem to want to make no moves towards him. So at the end of the day, even Caleb Plant, I get it, he's taking the Canelo fight and he's saving himself for Canelo. Could have got David out the way in the meantime, between time, and made the Canelo fight bigger. But I guess that's just too much to ask in today's boxing. But I like the fact that David is cleaning up this fight right here. And I think he stops Uzcategui. I think we're looking at about a 5-round fight right here, fam. 5 to 6 round fight, in my opinion. I think David would be too big, too strong. I think his youth is going to come in the lift. I think it's fundamentals. I think he'll use his length perfectly. I think he walks down Uzcategui and stops him. Simple. Let's keep it pushing. Now, Jermell Charlo versus Brian Castano made official. We talked about this the other day. I got nothing but respect, and I want to give a round of applause to Big Charlo. I want to give a round of applause to Big Charlo. His name is Jermell A-Side Charlo, going for undisputed of Brian Castano. Salute to Brian Castano. No politics, no polish shit. Everybody on the same page. Everybody lining it up. Going straight to an undisputed fight like warriors do. I got nothing but respect for both of these men. I see Jermell Charlo as the Big Charlo now. Big Charlo, Lions only. I hear you growling, bruh. We hear you. We hear you, Jermell. We hear you. The cool thing about this is that when Showtime Sean Porter looks at this fight, he should be feeling some kind of way. I think so. He should be feeling some kind of way. Because exactly what Brian Castano did to make this Charlo situation happen is exactly what Showtime Magic Mando Porter can do. And we all know that. Every step of the way, how this all worked out. I give Castano a small shot. I'm expecting Charlo to beat him. Charlo too strong. Though Castano is a relentless fighter and he does well on the inside, I don't think he'll be nearly as strong to take what Charlo gonna have to ditch out to him. But once again, you got Castano walking across the street to Golden Boy, the same promoter that sued Al Heyman for PBC, right? Castano walking across the street to Golden Boy, beating Patrick Teixeira. Scratch that. Going into a purse bid as the WBO mandatory. Ain't that something? Going into a purse bid where PBC issued a $200,000 purse bid to try to win the purse bid, which made Golden Boy come back over top for $400,000, and everybody made more money. That's just the way the free market work, ain't it? And that's what Castano did. And he went over there and he beat Teixeira, took the WBO title at his 75-25 split. He only made $100,000, while Patrick Teixeira made $300,000. He took his 75-25 split, beat Teixeira, walked back over to PBC and say, put me in an undisputed fight because I earned it, goddammit. I earned it. Tell me why Sean Porter couldn't do the same thing. Tell me why he couldn't do the same thing. Man, why would PBC do it at for him? Why wouldn't they is the question. It can work out exactly like Castano did. Let's just say PBC says, you know what? All right, we're going to make a bid and go to purse bid. We're going to make Sean Porter enforce the mandatory. We're going to purse bid. Bam. PBC comes out off the jump. $5 million offer. That's going to make ESPN say, we can't lose, bud. That's going to make them say, we can't lose, bud. That's like, we need that fight right here. So how much they put up? 5, throw in 7. And so and then you got one or two things here. If they was to do that, and let's say ESPN or Top Rank says, you know what, we're not going to go at it. We're just going to let them ride with that. Then PBC gets a Terrence Crawford versus Sean Porter fight, because whoever wins the purse bid, it goes to that particular network. Then they win that fight, right? Easy, and they got a humongous fight for $5 million. Which Bud gets 75-25, right? So it was that. That's close. But either way, they get the fight. On their network. They get Terrence Crawford. On their network to do whatever they want to do. Let's say if ESPN comes back and ups it, then Sean Porter gets more money. Either way, it works. That's the way it worked for Brian Castano. He gets more money. Yeah, he may be on ESPN, which he may get more eyeballs put on him, because we know ESPN got many more subscribers than, say, Showtime, and even more than Fox. Or is it vice versa? I'm not. I know them and Fox are like neck and neck, but I believe it's ESPN is bigger. But the fact is, he'll get eyeballs put on him and more money if it went over there. Just like Brian Castano did, family. So what's the difference? This is why we all saying that all Porter had to do, which maybe something is brewing. All Porter had to do was put the paperwork in, let it go to purse bid. And then we would have seen, you could have maybe got the WBO title off Terrence Crawford. If you would have beat him, because there's a lot of fans out there just want to see it and believe that you can beat him. You would have beat him, took the title back over there to Earl Spence Jr., who would have welcomed you with open arms like he doing your Danis Ugas. He'd have stopped everything he was doing. He'd have got Ugas out the way and say, Sean, man with no land, comes holler at me, man. We can do this ASAP. Let's get a man some more money. You would have bossed up. So every time he see this Charlo and Castano fight, he got to be thinking, why didn't I do the same thing? We waiting on Sean Porter's announcement. We definitely waiting to see who he going to be fighting. Ain't that right, fam? Ain't that right? Floyd showed them how to make money while retired. First they criticize, then they follow the leader. Floyd knows how to make them bags. Exactly. And look at Oscar doing the exact same thing. Ain't that something? But he was the biggest vocalist critic out there back in the day, fam. The biggest one. So back to this. So when I see Jermell Charlo, I say he's Big Charlo. He never ran away from nothing. He challenges everything and everybody. He makes it clear he the big lion of the division. And he don't run away from nothing. Let's keep it pushing. Let's go to the next one. The other Charlo fight. I got Jamal Charlo fighting Juan Montiel. Juan Montiel. He is fighting Montello. You know what I'm saying? Who the hell is that, bruh? Let me tell y'all straight like this. And I never said this because I always I got plenty of respect for this man. People been hitting me up in my inbox like, Mainman Mademan, Charlo is bum bashing. And I had to reply to several of y'all and say, you are out of your minds. You are out of your ever-loving minds if you think that I think that Charlo is bum bashing. The words bum bashing and Charlo don't even go together. I said no. And y'all kept challenging me like, yo, you need to look it up, man. You need to check on that. I feel confident that Charlo is not bum bashing, fam. Let's take a look, shall we? Let's take a show look. You know what I mean? Because we're going to do this together. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all going to start with this. Charlo bum bash. Man, this is Charlo. This is Lions only up in this junk. You know what I'm saying? Man, y'all tripping out here, man. Let me look at my main man resume. I want to see what my man been doing since he been at middleweight. Let's run it down, shall we? Bum bashing. Man, y'all out of y'all mind, bro. I couldn't even believe I even seen y'all writing me something. This is Charlo. There's no way y'all could be saying he bum bashing, man. Let me see. Charlo's resume since he has been at the middleweight division. All right? Let's look at this. He has beat Sergey Deryevchenko. Okay? Dennis Hogan. Okay? Brandon Adams. Okay? Matt Korobov. Okay? Hugo Centeno Jr. Right? Oh, we definitely can't forget this one. Jorge Sebastian Hyland. And those have been all of his fights at the middleweight division. And y'all talking about he bum bashing. I ain't gonna lie, Mo. He just like bum bashing. He bum bashing like a mug champ. I'm going to roast Charlo on this one. You dig? Because guess what makes this all so bad about Montiel? This is a voluntary defense, man. This ain't no mandatory. This ain't nothing he got to do. This is a voluntary defense on a man with 4 losses and 2 draws. A voluntary defense. You got trash talk out here for over a year with Benavidez. Back and forth. Back and forth. You want to break necks. You going to do this. You go and get Montiel and you bum bash some more on a voluntary? Oh, hell no. Hell no. Hold on. No, I got to be tripping. I got to be. Let me check something real quick. Let me look at these divisional rankings if I can real quick, because there's no way he can be bum bashing like this, bro. It got to be somebody. There's got to be a reason, right? There's got to be a reason. Let me look at the WBC and see if there's anybody other than Modelo's over here. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. Canelo Alvarez, WBC champion, a.k.a. the franchise champion, whatever. So we got Jaime Munguia in the number 1 spot. I can live with that. I can live with Jaime Munguia versus Jamal Charlo. What's the problem? Jaime Munguia taking short notice opponents. He can't, I don't know if they're willing to commit Munguia to that, but why is he in the WBC if they ain't? You number 1 in the WBC. Jaime Munguia versus Charlo could have been ordered by the WBC. What the problem is? Instead, we talking about Montreal. Then you got Sergey Deryevchenko, number 2, who's been beat. Selecki got plans. And then, of course, Montiel. 22 wins, 4 losses. 2 draws. I'm sorry. 4 losses, 2 draws. I did say 2 draws, right? And the rest of the people never heard, never seen, no, not worth the discussion. So there's nobody in Charlo's division other than Munguia. And you saying you don't want to go to 168. Fine. Now people may say, yo, main man, he ain't got to go and face David Benavidez. He ain't got to do this. I want to remind y'all of something. Hold on. This is what's throwing me off with Lord Charlo. This is what's throwing me off with him. Hold on. I'm gonna show y'all something. I'm gonna take y'all back to what this man was talking about. Hold on. I know I got that right here. All right, let me hide the schedule for a second. Hold on. All right. This is why I'm a little messed up with Charlo. So, when the Andre situation comes Charlo's way, he says that they ain't paying enough. $7 million, he make that anyway. Remember these quotes. They playing off his name. $7 million, I get that anyways. So to unify, make it make sense. That's all cap. I have never talked to Eddie. I'm the WBC middleweight champion. He fight at 68 and got no belt, no title. He got nothing, but I should be this guy one day again, hope. Oh, okay, so you big talk. Yet you get dropped off pay-per-view. You don't want to entertain $7 million. You get that anyway. Your numbers on pay-per-view was shaky, baby. Very shaky. But you the big diva. You the big star. So we expecting you to move like the star. Yet you've been reduced from pay-per-view to fight Montiel. And you telling David Benavidez no. Because clearly I thought you had something better. You telling Andre no. Even though I don't trust Andre. But then I got Eddie Hearn saying the same thing in recent interviews. Oh, Andre to go there. He can come here. Whatever he want to do. I don't understand. So you got everybody around you trying to make something happen with you. You bossing up like you the man, 100 grand. You moving all the units. Everybody wants to see Charlo. Everyone playing on your name. Yet you get reduced from pay-per-view to fight Montiel. That don't make no sense, bruh. This is why we roasting you. Then you do this on a voluntary. You don't say, you know what, I'm going to take a chance and go see what's up with this Andre thing. Why not go make the $7 million, take his belt, and come back? Forget that type talk. Or maybe I can go talk to Al or talk to the Supes or whatever, see if we can get Andre on this side and throw him a bag and see if we can hold his feet to the fire and call his bluff. Forget that type talk. On a voluntary defense, you down to fight Montiel. So, sir, of course, I have no choice but to say you are bum bashing. You are bashing of the bums. You are fighting nobody. I can't say this because I had your back through the Centinos and the Sebastian Highlands of the world. We had your back, man, through the Corbovs of the world. But we can't continue to defend you on voluntary defenses, fighting dudes with 4 losses and 2 draws and saying, well, nobody don't want to fight me. Look here, man. We believe that through the first 3 fights that you had at middleweight. Something got to give somewhere. Us as boxing fans only could take but so much. You know what I'm saying? How much do you want us to take, Charlo? We try to look out for. We thought what you did at 54 was nothing short of amazing. Nothing short. I give you credit for it. And most don't, who he beat. I thought he was the most dominant looking fighter at the class. Just to come up to 60, not involved in nothing major, nothing involved. Here we are like 6, 7 fights in at 160. And you fighting Brandon Adams, and you fighting Sebastian Highlands, and now Modelo's. Like, it's no more defending them. There's nothing else to say about this. What possible defense can anybody come up with? Man, they're avoiding them. How many fights we going to keep saying that? How many times you going to keep banging that drum? How many times we going to keep saying it? He got to do something for himself. He got to take a risk. When the last time has little Charlo over here took a risk? When the last time he just took a risk? When the last time he says, I'm going to go for greatness? Or has he just been complacent? Sitting there, waiting on something to fall in his lap, hoping for a magic Canelo cloud to come over him and just rain on him, the Canelo fight. That's what we waiting on, right? That's what we waiting on. Y'all keep making excuses. Is he a talent? All day. Is he a damn good fighter? All day. Without a doubt. Give him chances against everybody. Beat most of them, I think. But at the end of the day, you got to show me, cuz. I can't be out here every time we turn around for a Charlo. Man, look, they ducking him. Yeah, Andre ducking him. Bro, look at his resume at middleweight. Look at his resume at middleweight. And then you giving us this? Nah, PBC. Nah. You can't do us like that. I got my main man, 100 grand, L-Dub Boxing in the building. Everybody that hear the sound of my voice, please go check out L-Dub. That's the man right there, man. Y'all already know. What's up, fam? What's up with you, man? I called this Maul Montiel fight soon as Montiel slept Kirkland on Christmas. Yeah, he slept Kirkland. Yeah, but it's just, I think what's so disappointing about this, Lawrence, is the fact that we've been waiting, man, and seeing numbers tossed around and seeing all of these fighters just tossing his name around, it just makes you like, bro, like, you got no, there's nothing else. I'm not looking forward to this whatsoever. And maybe I'll do some more homework on, because I'm not that familiar with Montiel, whatever his name. He beat Kirkland, but that doesn't impress me much. You know what I'm saying? Okay. But not for this dude. Not for the WBC middleweight champion. Not for that dude. Nah. I'll come back to this. Let me see what y'all time on first. This is no excuse. This is just, ain't no covering, bro. He is now Little Charlo. He is Little Charlo, the bum basher. You know what I'm saying? And that's just as simple as that. You know what I mean? Like, y'all can say he ain't bum bashing, but then look at his resume and say, well, what else can I say? That's all I'm saying. I don't use that word loosely, but it is what it is, bro. What you call this is just, that's the only word for it. I'm trying to get this off the screen. Hold on, fam. Right here it is. All right, let's keep on with this PBC schedule, man, because that just, I mean, and then on top of that, you clogging up the lane, bruh. Like Big Charlo, Jamel ain't gonna keep waiting on you to clog up 160. He trying to give you time to make your mark and get the hell out of Dodge so he can move up. I'm gonna tell y'all straight like this: the way Jamel moving, he gonna fuck around and get the Canelo fight before Jamal. Oops. I'm gonna say that one more time for the people in the back. The way Jamel moving, he gonna mess around and get the Canelo fight before Jamal. I'm just saying. Love it or hate it, that's just the facts of the matter. Let's get back to the schedule. Love it or hate it, that's just the facts of the matter. Man, they avoiding him. Man, I ain't buying that one no more. They was avoiding him at once upon a time. They may have still, but that doesn't mean that his side can't make nothing happen. That doesn't mean that his side can't throw him into something, give him some risk, give him some glory. He needs more than just Julian J. Rock Williams. That ain't gonna keep on getting it for him. He needs more than Julian J. Rock Williams. And you want to make him a bigger attraction. You want to make him a bigger star. You got to give him better names. You got to give us something to look forward to. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Earl? He says, yo, main man, if the middleweight fighters don't fight him, find someone that he can fight, not named Benavidez. But that's just a whole, why avoid Benavidez? Benavidez' next fight is for the, is an eliminator fight, right? So he's going to be the WBC mandatory if he beats Uskatiki. Well, guess what? You the WBC champion. You want to put yourself in prime position for Canelo, which still doesn't guarantee Canelo for Charlo. Still go up there and beat him. Go up there and beat Benavidez. You know what I'm saying? My main man D-Lo 44 Boxing in the super chat. Thank you for your support, family. Much love. He landed a slow 99 punch combo on Kirkland. Yeah, Kirkland ain't been the same man since forever, bro. You know what I mean? So, you know, his punch resistance and Kirkland, man, he get knocked out left and right, it seems like now, man. But I don't know much about Montiel, but I just know this ain't the dude that's gonna, you know, make people mock this on their calendars, make people give two shits, truth be told, you know what I'm saying? I mean, but it is what it is. But yo, that's the deal with this, man. So let's move on to another fight, man. Let's move on to the next one. Gervonta Tank Davis versus Mario Barrios, up at 140 pounds. How do we feel about this? We heard little creaks about it. We didn't know if it was going to be official or not. We didn't know if it was just a clout chase type thing. Well, it's official. BoxRec got it up. It's up. It's being announced. We see it released on the schedule right here. It's the only pay-per-view fight announced from the Showtime fighters. Ain't that something? Charlo's then got kicked off pay-per-view. Tank doing it on his own. I'm sure that PBC on Fox is going to have quite a couple of them. But we only got one coming from Showtime. So let me ask, fam. It says that the 26-year-old Davis will jump up 2 weight classes in an attempt to become a 3-division champion. The 25-year-old Barrios holds the WBA's secondary title in the 140-pound division. Now, we already know that the biggest thing here, Mario Barrios standing at 5'10", 71-inch reach. Gervonta Tank Davis standing at 5'5", 67.5-inch reach. Let's start from the top here. Let me ask the fam, and I'll wait for y'all answer on this. Is this a maneuver? Do y'all see this fight from Gervonta Tank Davis leaving from 130 pounds, going up to 140 to face a regular champion? Do you see this as a maneuver around the likes of the Haneys of the world, of the Teos of the world, of the Ryans of the world, of the Garys, the Gary Russell Jr. real champ at 126 pounds all day? Do you see this as a maneuver around the Garys of the world? Do you see this as a maneuver around the fighters? Or is everyone okay with this? Or are we good with this? Let me know. Let me know. Montiel knocked out Montiel in 2 rounds. Oh, that goes to show you how much I know about this dude, bro. Oh, don't tell me that, Ed Perez. Don't tell me that. Ed, you got that blue suit, fam. Don't tell me that, man. Don't tell me that, Ed. He knocked him out in 2 rounds, and this man about to get in there with Charlo, and I got Montiel at number 1 in the WBC. Anyway, do y'all see this as a maneuver? Do y'all see this as a maneuver, or no, are we all good with it? I'm just curious to know this, because I'm going to tell y'all where I'm coming from with this. Main man Tank is moving like Canelo. You know what, man? I'm okay with this. I'm all right with this. I'm okay with it. Am I jumping over the moon? Is it history making? Am I overly impressed? Am I like, oh my goodness, look what he's doing, oh my goodness? No. But I'm semi-alright with it. And see, that's the thing about this fight. You can't really complain about it, but you can't really big it up. You in a gray area as a boxing fan. I'm going to tell you why. If you have criticized Gervonta Tank Davis in the past and say he's been fighting smaller fighters, man, he's been bringing 26s up to 30. He's been bringing the 30s up to 35. He ain't fighting nobody. He's fighting smaller fighters. If that was you, well, he's fighting a guy 2 weight classes up. How do you feel about that? If you were the ones criticizing, which I was, he's fighting little dudes and fighting them for world titles. Fighting guys coming off losses, been inactive for a year for world titles. Facts. And if that was you and you criticized him, then when you see him go up 2 classes in 1 fight, does that make you a hypocrite? Or does that just put you in that gray area as a boxing fan? Here's another thing. When you look at the landscape at 130, 35, Ryan Garcia, he's tied up, right? Devin Haney, he's tied up. Politically, that's a tough fight to make because he's still over there on the app. Right? Teofimo Lopez is going over to Triller to get exposure and making the biggest paycheck of his life. He's tied up right now. He can't do a fight. Gary Russell Jr. is said that he's going to be facing Ray Vargas. I thought that would have been a great move right there. Right there. Especially since Tank came down at 130. Which I'm more than sure that Gary would have went up to 30 and met Tank at 30. If they would have been willing to engage. The Mayweathers and them ain't even engaging with Gary. He on PBC side of the tracks. I'm expecting for Gary's fight to be announced with the PBC on Fox schedule. I'm right. I'm sure we're gonna get that announced, or has it already been announced? I know the Ray Vargas fight is coming up, but I'm not sure if we made it official or not. But I'm expecting for them to put that out somewhere real soon, right? It'd be nice to be on one of them pay-per-views. Be nice. But Tank could have did that. Sure. But we know the politics involved with that. For some reason, they don't want to let Gary Russell Jr. nowhere near Tank, when that will be the biggest thing since sliced bread out here in the DMV, where I reside. In the DMV. Ear to the streets, I know exactly what that fight would do. I know exactly what that fight would do. Pick your size of arena. You want a football field? We got that too. You want basketball arenas? We got that. You want college arenas? What size? Whichever one you like. It would have been a huge thing here. Tank had no problem with bringing up smaller fighters in the past until it comes to Gary Russell Jr. Then he got to put a speed bump down. Then it ain't got nothing to do. Oh, I don't want to fight 26 pounders no more then. That wrecks the whole program. We all know it. Gary Russell Jr. wrecks the whole program, especially being from the DMV. Especially being from the DMV on the home turf. You can't have the program wrecked by a home turfer. Can't do it. Can't do it. Can't do it. And they know what it is. But anyway. So do we have a problem with this? I'm just saying if anyone has a problem with this. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. My main man in suit. Hold on, Batman. Let me give you that. You already. Yeah. Not a real challenge. Yes, it's a maneuver. It's a maneuver, says Batman. You think it's a maneuver? I'm gonna say this, Batman. That's why I'm putting this in extra asterisk beside this. When it comes to Gary, it's been a maneuver for the last, well, how many fights? When it comes to Gary, it's been a maneuver for the last 3-4 fights, if you want to say that. When it comes to Gary. That's why I guess, given that he's been maneuvering around Gary for so long, that's nothing, I guess, new for us. Been maneuvering around Gary for 3-4 fights. But when it comes to the rest of them, they are busy. I will admit. Now, another thing, the reason I can't have a problem with this fight, well, it's a challenge. Because Mario Barrios, though y'all see him as the weakest link at the class, I know because we got Josh Taylor, we got Jose Ramirez. Man, Tank ain't moving up to fight Ramirez or Taylor. Yeah, I got you. He ain't them. But he's Mario Barrios, 22-year-old kid. And this kid can punch. Is he the best thing at the class? No. You know what I'm saying? Is it a dangerous fight for Tank? Absolutely. Because one thing I learned about Mario Barrios, he could take the fight to you. He is a devastating body puncher. The only thing is, the problem that I see with him is that he allow fighters to like come through the front door. You know what I'm saying? And most importantly, I don't think that he's as relentless as needed. He tries to box a lot, and when guys kind of get to the inside on him, he's not as relentless. You know what I'm saying? He's not all the way seasoned. How can I say? He looks like it's like, I don't know, he's half cooked. You know what I'm saying? He's not all the way seasoned. He hasn't reached full potential. You can see him on the way. You can see him on the way to full potential. And he's big for the class. That's why he skipped over a whole weight class. But he doesn't have, what's the word I'm looking for, man? It's a word that describes. He doesn't have I think he has problem with keeping people off him. Like, people can get on him. And people can walk through his shots. You know what I'm saying? And get right on him. For a guy like Gervonta Tank Davis, and I'm sure this is what they see. When you get next to Mario Barrios, he's not nearly as probably devastating. Now, there's going to be a lot of questions concerning this fight. Does Tank take his power up to 40? We don't know. For Tank to get to the inside, to really give Barrios something to think about, will his power go up to 40? A lot of question marks when you're talking about traveling up 2 weight classes. You know what I'm saying? Don't know if Barrios can sustain boxing from relentless pressure. Don't think it over the course of a 12-round fight. Don't think so. I just don't think so. Now, he's a good body puncher. He does punch well to the body, and he stops opponents to the body. But once again, this is after his opponents normally have put a lot of punches on him on the inside. And I think he gives up so much. And that's going to come with time. It's going to come with experience. But he gives up so much on the inside. And I'm sure this is what they see. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure this is what they see. I'm also sure that they see that Mario Barrios is from San Antonio. And they're going down in that market. They can continue to build Tank on the back of Mexican fans, like Floyd built his career. It's the same model. They see that Mario Barrios probably kicking up a fan base down in San Antonio. And they're going to go after that. But I'm going to tell y'all straight like this, man. Shorty can get clipped in this fight. I'm telling you, Barrios possesses the ability. I think he's strong enough. And me not knowing what Tank would look like at 40. How long will it take before Tank gas out at 40? How long will it take before Tank really gets tired? He's shown stamina issues in the past. Now, some may say because of the weight cut, but I don't know. I mean, how much will he be able to take from a heavier puncher as a tired fighter? I don't know. There's a lot of question marks going into this. And when you're talking about going up 2 weight classes, you just don't know. Anything can go wrong. I think this is a very risky fight for Tank. The schematics don't line up. If this kid, Mario Barrios, get tough overnight, I mean get tough, like, if the season that I say he's missing, if he gets that overnight and Tank pops into a fight with this kid and he got that season that I'm telling you he missing, Tank can be in for a long night. This dude is young. Yes, he lets you in. Yes, it's hard to keep it's hard to keep guys from him to keep guys from getting on him. Like, guys get on him. Guys get on top of him. But at the end of the day, bro, he's young and he's still strong and he's still learning. Humble kid. Been in grown by Virgil, my main man Virgil Hunter. I think this is a very risky fight. That man said this is a maneuver. I can't say it's a maneuver around the other guys because they busy. Anybody who got a problem with this fight, I'm sure you wasn't one of the ones that had a problem with Mikey Garcia going up 2 weight classes to fight Errol Spence Jr. Because this is the same thing. For people say that, well, this is a maneuver and this is hard, this is him getting around certain smoke, you just keep in mind that going up 2 weight classes, look at what it did to Mikey Garcia. And yeah, of course, Mario Barrios ain't Errol Spence Jr. I get it. But the point I'm making is the weight difference, the power difference. Those are the things you got to think about. It ain't just all about the skill level. Sometimes you can be skilled, but you going there with the right puncher. And he taking a risk, man, by jumping up 2 weight classes. This is not how you move a fighter. It ain't smart. I'm going to be one to tell y'all, it ain't smart. This is the same way that Adrian Bronner got toured around. It ain't work out for him. I keep going back to that. That fight he took at 30 wasn't smart. Crunched down there to weight. I mean, look what he had to do to make the weight. Killing himself. It ain't smart. Fight at the weight class you're supposed to fight at. But jumping up 2 weight classes ain't smart. And yes, there's a risk that he loses this fight. Mario Barrios is not the worst guy in the world. I don't know why people thinking that he's going up to take on a weak fighter. Mario Barrios is undefeated. Yeah, he ain't fought nobody, granted. But the way I'm seeing him, he's getting better and better and stronger in each fight. Do I see Tank as the more skillful fighter? Yes. But I keep hammering. You're talking about going up 2 weight classes and you never know what you're going to get. Tank ain't never fought nobody this big, this heavy, probably this heavy of a puncher. Who knows what Mario Barrios is going to rehydrate to? He's big for 140. You don't know what he's going to rehydrate to. What is Tank punches going to do to this kid? Does he get tagged up on the inside? Sure. Can Tank explode on the inside? Sure. But how much effect does Tank punches have on Barrios at a higher weight class, and how long into the fight will he carry that power? These are all unanswered questions, man. When y'all got questions like that, when you got unanswered questions, you just don't know. So I think this is a risky fight. Bro, Gary is scary and doesn't have a fight lined up. Ryan doesn't want it. Teo doesn't. Devin doesn't. Loma doesn't. What he gonna do? Gary does got a fight lined up. Gary's supposed to be fighting his mandatory. Last we heard, it's gonna be Ray Vargas. And we all know that Gary's always been on Tank bumpers every step of the way. We know that, Jacquavies. The man has pulled up at fights. The man has been in interviews. The man has talked to Floyd. The man has tried to get in contact with Floyd, pressed out his promoter, did it all. I'm sure he's asked PBC several times. There's nothing more that Gary can do. I mean, he's hiding behind a wall called Leonard Ellaby and Floyd Mayweather. Every time that Gary speak up and say something about Tank, we got to hear Leonard Ellaby, old fat head ass, come out and defend something. Or we got to hear somebody else say something. But we never hear Tank say nothing. Why you want to fight me? I don't know why he want to fight me, though. I don't even know why he want to fight me. Man, shut that. Man, come on, man. You know exactly why he want to fight you. But they'll never make it happen. And they'll keep letting the fans think That is Gary's fault. Gary been on that man's bumper from day one, and y'all know it. You know what I'm saying? And y'all know it. Y'all know it. You know what I'm saying? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You already know. Salute to Black Ham TV. What's up, man? You already know. You already know. Main man, of all the Showtime fights, I'm only interested in Undisputed on July 17th. I like this Tank fight. I like this Tank fight. I like, of course, the Undisputed fight. And I like the Stephen Fulton fight. Those are probably my top three. I like the Stephen Fulton fight. I like the Fulton fight, the Tank fight, and I can rock with the Charlo, the Undisputed fight. Y'all already know. Muhammad says, yo, man, as far as I'm concerned, Big Charlo should keep quiet and never, ever use the words cherry picking to criticize other fighters. Damn, that's rough. That's rough. No, Mikey, Mikey would to go to see the real champ. Oh, Mikey went and go to see the real champion. That's true. That's very true. That's very true. I mean, but at the end of the day, we also got to keep in mind that the other champions on the other side of the street, they on ESPN. But you know, they all fighting under Eddie Hearn and Bob Arum and all that good stuff. And for Gervonta Tank Davis, what they trying to do to him, we all know the project that they trying to build, this supposed superstar celebrity of a fighter. This is right down their alley. But this is also a threat. And I'm one to say that. I'm going to sit here and say this is a very big threat. And this is honestly a worthy in the meantime, between time thing to do. I mean, what else would we want to see him do? Sit at 35 and fight who? Rolly? Rolly going to be his WBA mandatory soon. Rolly in the number one position. What, he got the WBA interim title, right? And Rolly and Tank is the WBA regular champion at 35. So Rolly going to be right there on his heels pretty soon. And maybe that's something that Floyd building up to. I don't know. But y'all better look into that situation. Rolly is at number one in the WBA. A Rolly Romero fight. And Rolly got plenty quotes and a lot of trash talk out here on Tank. I started to play some of his audio, but I decided not to put it on here. But Rolly Romero right there on Tank heels. Maybe they sizing that up. I don't know. But what else would he do? If he not gonna fight Gary, ain't nobody else at really 130. None of the other champions, they ain't not gonna let him unify with them. I mean, I'm just being realistic about it. What else he gonna do? You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, in the meantime, between time, do I mind him going up to challenge himself? Nah, I can't be mad at this. And there is a risk of losing here. Mario Barrios is not a bum. This is not a Charlo fight. Mario Barrios is not a bum. Do he got vulnerabilities and flaws? Yes. But he's still growing as a fighter. And you never know when that right growth spurt, he going to hit that right growth spurt at the right time. Tank going there and get upsetted by a heavier, bigger fighter? I'm telling y'all, man, don't act like that can happen. That can definitely happen. Montiel is avoiding all the smoke. Facts. Yeah, Montiel number one, bro. Montiel number one. Montiel moving real silently around here, man. If you notice, he hop in the WBO and he hop in the WBC amongst all sanctioning bodies. He closing in on something. You know what I'm saying? I think he waiting for Demetrius Andrade to vacate that WBO title. Mario looks like some shit in his last fight. Yeah, but that's because he give up so much. That's because the dude stay on top of him. But he looked like shit against a 140-pounder. That's the difference. I don't know why us today in today's boxing, why we just throw weight out. Like I always say, man, there's a lot of cases that you can have a good little fighter that will lose against a decent, just an okay big man. You know what I'm saying? And I know Tank come in heavy for fights. We know Tank is normally big, and he probably even be sparring these 140. We seen him beating up on Red Cat at once upon a time. But at the end of the day, dog, he can still get clipped. This is a 140-pounder that's going to rehydrate to like in his, 150s, 150. Barrios might have looked vulnerable against other 140s. But can y'all say that Barrios has looked vulnerable against another 130? Why he's been at 140? I mean, this kid's so big that he skipped over 35. I don't know, fam. I don't know. It's y'all favorite fighters who would step up and fight us. Y'all going the same thing when my other two little brothers get on. It's going to look like the same thing. Because you can fight don't mean you ain't a bitch. Yeah, exactly. Hey, look, man, we know, them Russells coming. They better watch out. 140 better watch. That'd be funny if Tank gonna go to 140, only fight the other Russell brother. You know what I'm saying? What's up with that? Tank don't be saying the word Russell, period, bro. And it's crazy because, dog, when I'm walking around out here in the DMV, a lot of people ask me that, man, we ever gonna get Tank versus Gary? Bro, the streets know. The streets know out here, man, that will be the fight. Everybody come dressing it to impress for that night, bro. Everybody come dressing it to impress. Man, come on, man. Everybody gonna be there. PBC know it. I don't understand what the hold up is, but they rather do something like this. They rather capitalize off the Mexican fan base. They taking Tank down to Texas, Mo. They taking Tank down to Texas, Batman. They taking him down to Texas. They're going to play off the Mexicans down there in San Antonio. You already know what this is, man. It's a building process. We see this crystal clear. You know what I'm saying? Crystal clear. But this is a dangerous fight for Tank, I think. Let me make sure I covered all the Tanks before we move on. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, man, I don't think that Barrios is going to be able to sustain the boxing. It depends on the type of pressure that Tank is going to apply. If Tank's pressure is actually effective, we got to see. I mean, we don't know. All unanswered questions. I'm never one to put the cart before the horse at a higher weight class. Now, if this dude was a 130-pounder, 35-pounder, then we can talk. But this dude is at 140, and he's been fighting 40-pounders. He's used to getting hit by 40-pounders. We'll see. Some of y'all say Tank hits like a 40-pounder. We'll see. We'll see, fam. We'll see. We'll see. Pay-per-view, though, main man. Not for me. Gary versus Tank at 130, I'd pay all day for that. Great fight. All of us would. I'd pay good money for that fight. And I'd be there in person, front row, all day. Wouldn't miss that for the world. We all would. And I'd pay for this only because I like risk fights. Like I said, even if Tank wins, am I going to be jumping for joy thinking he did something? Oh, no. But what I am going to do is say, yo, he took a risk. He did take a risk, and that could have went left. One wrong punch from a heavier fighter, especially one that's undefeated, especially one that got 22 wins and 17 knockouts. Showing you he can crack. I don't know. If he let Tank stay on the inside, he getting stopped. I think and that's what's gonna be the problem, fam. I think Tank is gonna get to the inside. I just don't know how effective at 140 Tank is gonna be on the inside, but I think that's exactly what's gonna happen. Barrios allows the other fighters he's fought at 140 to make it straight to his inside, and he can't keep them off him. He struggles to keep them off him, and that's just one thing. I don't know. He's not the strongest fighter at 140. Clearly, he's big, but I don't think he's physically strong, and that's that thing that he's missing. That grown man. He's missing the grown man version of himself. The grown man version of Mario Barrios has not kicked in. That's the point I'm trying to make. That the grown man version hasn't kicked in. It ain't. And at any given fight, it's going to kick in. I'm telling y'all, man, I'm just not underestimating Mario Barrios. And I think that anybody who underestimate him, man, y'all tripping. He's a bigger puncher. He's at 140 pounds. Tank Davis, yeah, it's part of his whole little building image or whatever y'all might want to call it. But it's still a risk. And I'm willing to acknowledge that risk, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm willing to acknowledge that risk, man. But I'm going to get ready to wrap this on up, fam. I think that's it for me. That is my time. We gone well over the hour. You know what I'm saying? It's Friday night. I know y'all want to get out there, do y'all thing, do y'all thizzle. You know what I'm saying? Y'all be safe out there, man. Whatever y'all get into this weekend, y'all be safe. Demetrius Andrade versus Liam Williams going down this weekend, right? I know that Jake Paul stuff, and you know I ain't into all of that stuff. That's going down this weekend. If y'all watch it, y'all enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? I might catch the Triller event. I might not. I can't say 100 if I am or if I ain't. I'm not really looking that forward to it. You know what I'm saying? But I will be catching the Demetrius Andrade versus Liam Williams fight. I will be watching that. I'll be doing a post-fight video to that, so y'all can come on through and holler at the homie for that. Hit that thumbs up for me, man. Hit the thumbs up for me. We put that work in on a Friday night. Yo, man, this is something. This schedule right here is something. Is it the greatest thing in the world? No. Is it okay? Yes. Am I jumping over joy? No. I'm expecting a better schedule from PBC on Fox. You know what I'm saying? Salute to my main man, Ed Perez, in the super chat. Thank you for your support, family. Much love to you, man. I really appreciate you. I appreciate you and the rest of the fam, everybody that come and hold the homie down. Y'all already know, man. We out here, man. We out here, man. But, you know, unfortunately, man, Charlo, man, when it come to Jamal Charlo, I'm really disappointed in him, man, with this pick, with this. Now, I'm going to keep it honest with y'all. We've been knowing about this for the last few weeks. I was just hoping that things change. You know what I'm saying? We were hoping that we heard a new name, but we've been already kind of knowing that this was on the kind of itinerary anyway. But we were just hoping that things change, especially with all of the talk. I mean, all of the diva talk, all of the, Demetrius Andrade playing on my name and boom, 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 just for you to get reduced from pay-per-view fighting Montiel or whoever the dude name is. They say he stopped Kirkland, but yet Munguia stopped him in 2 rounds, and Munguia's in the number 1 position, and you fighting his leftovers. It ain't making no sense to me, fam. I'm up out of here, man. I hope y'all enjoyed the show today. If I was off on some things, y'all got to forgive me. It's been a long day. It's been a long week. We'll do better. Don't forget, we improving the channel. Phone calls are coming. You know what I'm saying? Phone calls are coming. More engagement with the fam is definitely coming. A giveaway, prize giveaway on this coming Sunday. Got some cool stuff over here chilling, waiting to just be shipped on out to some special one out there, part of the fam. And, man, outside of that, man, y'all stay safe. Enjoy your night. Enjoy your weekend. Thumbs up for me. Share, share, share. Rock those bells. Rock those bells. And until the next video, much love to you all.